My name is Igal Hecht. I'm a director, producer based in Toronto. I've been making films about 12 years now. I've made 46 documentary films. I've made about 18 or 19. I've been involved with about 18 or 19 television shows. I teach a local college here, Canada's largest college, Seneca College School of Communication Arts, where I'm a graduate of, and I've also been teaching there for about 7 or 8 years now. And the majority of my documentary film, my personal documentary political films, have to do with contemporary Jewish issues and issues surrounding the state of Israel. Some of my projects from the past that deal with Israel include films such as Banished, which is one of the only films that ever dealt with what happened to residents of Gush Katif after they were expelled from their homes after the Gaza disengagement. It aired in Canada, it aired in the United States, it actually continues to air. It was an investigation that really dug deep into what happened in terms of the media, and how the politicians really sort of just cast these people, the settlers from Gush Katif, off to the wayside and stopped caring about them as if they weren't part of Israeli society.
Today, in 12 p.m., we will decide about the second phase of the disengagement plan.
I did the first film ever that dealt with Sderot, that got aired internationally. Back in 2004, I recognized that the missiles that were falling on Sderot were not going to stop and probably were going to expand. And when I went to Sderot and shot a small little film called Qassam, which I didn't know what was going to happen with that film, and then the film basically got accepted into a lot of Jewish organizations, and when the Operation Cast Lead occurred in 2009, they actually used the film. I've made films about Messianic Judaism, controversial films. I've made films about the political Jewish left. There was a film called Not in My Name, which caused a lot of controversy. Nobody on the political Jewish left really liked the film, nor did the political Jewish right really like the film. So, you know, films about Israeli nightlife, films about anything that deals with Israel in the last 10 years, I've covered. And also films about the Jewish experience in the diaspora in North America. The HILLTOPS is a documentary film that I started producing 5 years ago. 5 years ago, after the Gaza disengagement, I wanted to make a film specifically about the residents of Judea and Samaria. Internationally, they're known as settlers. So I wanted to make a film about them. I didn't know what the film was going to be. So I started speaking to a lot of the leadership. I wanted to earn their trust, and it took about 2.5 years to do that, and it took 2.5 years to sort of form the idea in my mind. And then in late 2008, myself and my cameraman, who is a brilliant Israeli filmmaker by the name of Lior Cohen, decided that it's time to start filming that project.
Assalamu alaikum. The United States does not accept the legitimacy of continued Israeli settlements. This construction violates previous agreements and undermines efforts to achieve peace. It is time for these settlements to stop.
We will never stop.
They want to shrink our country. They want to take Jerusalem from us. They want to take our country from us.
It's a question of accepting Jewish sovereignty.
Israel is a country where there is rule of law. And if there has been construction that has been done outside the parameters of the rule of law, unauthorized construction, it has to end.
The settlement movement in Judea and Samaria, that the movement has grown and expanded, partially as a result being persecuted by the government.
It would be so much easier if we were mean and ugly and violent, but we're none of those things.
The battle is not lost because we believe that the majority of the people do not want to give up the land of Israel.
Gotta protect my freedom, gotta protect my family. It's the first rule.
I'm completely ill-equipped to fight with my own country.
אבל לא נשתמש בכוח לפנות אתכם מפה.
חבל להתקדם פה עכשיו, אין לך מה להיות פה עכשיו, יש פה צבא עובד.
How far is too far? Pushing a Jew out of his home in the land of Israel and demolishing his home because he's Jewish is too far.
It was an exciting film to make. It's not a conventional film by any means. The issue has been covered many times on the news. Israeli filmmakers have covered it. International, Canadian, U.S. filmmakers have covered it. What makes the Hilltops, I believe, different, and so do other people, festivals that get accepted into, is that it doesn't demonize the settlers. Not that it pays them any lip service, not that it's a propaganda film by any means, but what it doesn't do is come there with a state of mind, hey, you're evil, you're wrong, nobody should listen to you, and let me now make you into a caricature and demonize you. What it does is challenge them on many issues, but at the same time allows them to speak their mind and really portray an accurate accurate portrayal of their vision of what their beliefs are, and at the same time showing their lives, their daily lives, as they embark on their political activism, as they embark on their lives on those hilltops in the West Bank / Judea and Samaria. I would call The Hilltops a very controversial film, but again, it all depends on what you see as controversy. You know, it's a very subjective thing to say. I didn't set out to make a controversial film, although the topic itself lends to being controversial. I'm sure the people who live in Judea and Samaria in the West Bank don't see their lives as controversial. They see it as a daily life, just like people who live in Montreal, just like people who live in Toronto, just like people who live anywhere.